A couple of years ago, you were very vocal on where the physiques were going in the open, in particular the bellies. You referenced some of these guys who are looking like bottles, that they were just misshapen, kind of, not really the ideals of what bodybuilding should be all about. Do you feel like the changes that you implemented into your shows has helped in that respect over the last 2 years now?
Well, there's two things. One of them is that I think as we get into certain kind of supplements and certain kind of things that people are taking, that maybe creates this kind of a more bloated look or extending the belly where you don't have that much control over the belly. I think that, for every attack, there's a defense. So if you see that happening, then you have to do something about it. And I think that you have to just spend hours and hours to practice the vacuum so you keep that stomach in. Because people do not come to a show to see bellies. And if they want to do that, they go to a maternity ward or something like that, and they can see plenty of stomachs there. But I mean, it's when you come to a bodybuilding show, you got to see guys that are able to do a vacuum and that keep that stomach in. You got to train. If it is hours and hours every day, it makes no difference, but you got to train to keep your waist small. And so this was the issue. And I thought that by taking the category of posing out of the judging procedure was a big mistake, because the posing is the most important thing. I mean, you can have the greatest body in the world, but if you're not able to really display your body, if you're not able to hold your pose for 20 seconds at a time, if you're not able to go and turn without tripping over and all of those kind of things, and if you're not able to suck your waist in when you turn and keep it in with a smile, then you haven't trained enough in that whole thing. So this was my argument. My argument was always, I don't mind the monster guys because people move on. I mean, people get in better shape all the time. The day they're in better shape than when I was a champion, and in 20 years from now, people will be in better shape than they're today. So that's all perfectly fine. But let's just say, let's keep that great classical physique. Let's keep the small waist and the wide shoulder and the kind of athletic look, even though bigger. And so I feel like we at the Arnold Classic have included now the posing again. Because of that, you will see that guys have made much more effort. Over the last 5 years, I've seen great changes already. Very rarely did I see anyone yesterday's stomach get out of control. Very rarely, and I look at that in a very sensitive way. And so I think that I want to congratulate the champions for having made a real effort to pay much more attention to posing and to their presentation. And I think in the end, it is really beneficial. When it comes to drugs, look, I think that as long as there will be sports, there will be drug use. And there will be drug testing, and there will be, for every test there will be a way around it, because that's what drug companies do, is they check what is available in technology, and when they do the drug testing. So you really never know anymore when you look at any sports event who takes something, who doesn't, who is enhancing here, who is enhancing there, and all those kind of things. And we, of course, the Arnold Classic organization, we don't get involved in those kind of issues because we have 78 different organizations here. So we have, the gymnasts here, we have the cheerleaders here, we have the powerlifters, we have the world's strongest men. We have all of those different federations here, so we cannot get involved in all of those different federations' drug policies and drug testing policies. So we just go and have a blanket statement that says, look, guys, this is bodybuilding. Let's build the body. Let's make the body healthy. And let's stay away from drugs and all kinds of this stuff. But we cannot go and tell someone, I think that you've been taking something that maybe you cannot handle, something like that. So we don't get involved in this. So we have 78 different sports, 78 federations, and they have to do their own checking, and they have to have their own policies. And we are very happy that we have that many sports part of this, and we hope that they have their own policies and follow through with it.
How would you address the comments that Arnold Schwarzenegger made at the Arnold about the, bodybuilders having big waists and so on?
I think what the new fan did was attach themselves to that comment way more than the people that have been in it a long time. This is nothing new. I mean, come on, like Jim Mangy. So if you don't like how someone looks, don't invite them to your show. If you don't like how someone looks, don't invite them to your show. And it's just the way it is. So next year, maybe it's smart that if I were doing it, I would say 6 weeks out, 3 weeks out, you're going to send your invitation again, and you're going to send some photos that is going to go to some people, that is going to be a close-knit group, selected group that he selects that says, if this guy has distension already, I don't want him at my show because that's my product. And I don't blame him for being upset, but you're inviting them to your party. I'm not going to invite them to my party. It's not like the Olympia. I mean, you had to earn your way, and if they mess up the prep, that's on them. But this is an invitational, so I advise those people who run the show to remind these athletes, like, hey, you're not looking right.
You know, it's like who won the last 4 Olympias?
Right.
And, you know, in your structure, you're not somebody who's known for having a big waist.
Apply to me, so.
No, I know.
Yeah,
And who's won the Arnold the most times?
Right, Dexter. So
and he's known as one of the smallest waists in the
I'm not here to like throw shade on
true.
but I think at the same time, you guys have to understand, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger has done a great job for our industry, bar none. But what you guys have to understand, what he means is he doesn't want the other guys that are placing lower do that again, because that is his product, right? So he's trying to protect the brand, of course. But I mean, come on, like, all of the judges, I think, got it right at the Arnold Classic. I think they get it right at the Olympia as well. They're doing their job. They're marking down the guys who came in. I'm not even gonna throw names out there. Y'all know, like, the guys that came in with the distension did not place well. So you guys got to stop with this whole, like, who's aesthetic, who's not, because the guys who are winning already have it. It's the guys that don't get on their ass on their social and say, hey man, you placed 7th, 8th, 9th. I want you to be in top 3. Get your gut right. Get this right. But I mean, come on, you talking about the top 3 guys in the world saying us to get it right. We're already top 3.
Yeah.
Talk to these guys. They're the majority, actually.
Failure ain't an option, so I'd be cautious. I hope that you're watching. Don't try to stop this, work until I'm nauseous. Cause I will not quit, no, because I want this. Don't try to stop me, failure ain't an option, so I'd be cautious. I hope that you're watching. Don't try to stop this, work until I'm nauseous. Cause I will not quit, no, because I want this. Don't try to stop me now.